Peace to everybody. This is a breaking news update. 3 killed, 12 injured in shooting at festival, officials say. And of course, here in the picture are the two that were at the festival. 3 people were killed and 12 others injured Sunday after a shooting at an annual food festival in Northern California, according to a city official. Yeah, so you have 3 people that were killed and of course 12 others injured Sunday after a shooting at an annual festival. Gilroy Councilman Dion Bracco told the Associated Press those are the preliminary figures. So there's a councilman who's from Gilroy told the Associated Press those are the preliminary figures. Witnesses reported confusion and panic as shots rang out at the Gilroy Garlic Festival in the city of 50,000 located about 80 miles southeast of San Francisco. So Gilroy is 80 miles from southwest of San Francisco. There was 50,000 located there as well. The shooting occurred during the 3-day celebration featuring food, cooking competitions, and music that attracts more than 100,000 people. Sunday was the final day of this year's event. So they had featuring food, cooking competitions, music. 100,000 people were there that day, and that's a lot of people. Sunday was the final day of this year's event. Stanford Medical Center has 2 patients being treated from the shooting at the Gilroy Garlic Festival. Spokeswoman, Julie Gracias said she had no details on their injuries or conditions. Santa Clara Valley Medical Center received 5 victims. Spokeswoman Joy Alexio said she also had no information on their conditions. So there was two spokeswomen that had no information on their conditions at this point. So they were trying to find out everything they can about their conditions and what conditions they're in. Envy Reyes of Gilroy 13 told the newspaper that spent the day at the festival with her friends and relatives. So you got Envy Reyes of Gilroy. She's 13 years old. And she said that she spent the day there with her friends and relatives. We were just leaving and we saw a guy with a bandana wrapped around his leg because he got shot. And there were people on the ground crying. Reyes said there was a little kid hurt on the ground. People were throwing tables and cutting fences to get out. And so there's a little kid that got hurt and on the ground. And it's terrible now that kids are getting into the line of fire for no reason at all, because this is terrible what's happening. There was a guy who was had a bandana wrapped around his leg because he got shot. People were throwing tables, cutting fences to get out. Reyes said that she didn't run at first because the gunshots sounded like fireworks. It started going for 5 minutes, maybe 3. It was like the movies. Everyone was crying. People were screaming. So you got a lot of people that were screaming and everything else. Reyes said she couldn't. She didn't want to run because she thought it was fireworks. And it started going for 5 minutes, maybe 3. Todd Jones, a sound engineer, told the newspaper that he was at the front of the festival's vineyard stage when he heard what sounded like a firework. But then it started to increase more rapidly, which sounded more like gunfire. And at that point, people realized what was happening, Jones said. And so Todd Jones is one of the engineers. He said that that he heard what sounded like fireworks, but then after it increased more and more, it more likely a rapid gunfire, and at that point people realized what was happening. Natalie Martinez, a Gilroy resident, told the Mercury News that she had gone to get food and separated from her two daughters. I ran to find the girls, and we basically ran into each other. I thought, we're open prey. It was awful. So you got a Natalie Martinez. All right, she's been separated from her girls. She's trying to go look for her girls. And of course, they basically ran into each other. And she said that they're open prey. Video first posted on social media sites about 5:30 p.m. showed people running for safety at the festival. Yeah, so there was a video posted somewhere that showed people running for safety. So, they're running in all different directions as always. Agents from the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives are responding to the scene of the shooting. And so they had responded to the scene of the shooting. The Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. The Gilroy Police Department, on its Twitter account, issued a statement saying, "The hearts of Gilroy PD and the entire community go out to the victims of today's shooting at the Garlic Festival. The scene is still active. If you are looking for a loved one, please go to the Reunification Center at Galvin College at Parking Lot B." So the Gilroy Police Department, on its Twitter accounts, he made the announcement: if you are looking for your loved one, please go to the Reunification Center, Parking Lot B. President Donald Trump tweeted about the shooting Sunday night. Law enforcement is at the scene of shooting in Gilroy, California. Reports are that shooter has not yet been apprehended. Be careful and safe, he wrote. Yeah, so the shooter has not been apprehended yet. Of course, we know the police are still looking for him. Donald Trump had tweeted all this on his Twitter account, that the law enforcement is at the scene of the shootings in Gilroy, California. And it's really sad that children are getting in the crossfire for no reason at all, because children don't deserve to be through all this at all. Leave your comments below. I am out.